All right, team, we have a patient presenting with duodenal lymphocytosis, catarrh, and pleurisy. What's our diagnosis?
Could it be Crohn's disease? Those symptoms are common in Crohn's?
I think it might be celiac disease with duodenal lymphocytosis and catarrh as symptoms.
I'm leaning towards a diagnosis of tyrosinemia type I, given the symptoms.
Frank, you're absolutely right. It is tyrosinemia type I. We need to perform a cystectomy, even though it's risky, but it's the only way to save this patient's life. Tracy, I really need your approval to perform a cystectomy on my patient. I'm convinced he has tyrosinemia type I, and this is the best course of action.
Boss, we need to be absolutely sure before we go that route. Have you run all the necessary tests to confirm your diagnosis?
Of course I have, Tracy. I've been in this field for years. You know that.
I understand your expertise, Hawks, but we can't afford any mistakes here. Let's review the results together before making a decision.
Review the results. Tracy, I stand by my diagnosis.
Hawks, slow down. We both want what's best for the patient. Let's approach this carefully and make sure we're on the right track.
I can't believe you're questioning me after all these years of experience. I know what I'm doing, Tracy. Why don't you stand in the way of saving a life?
Oh no, this is not good. The patient is in critical condition after the cystectomy. I need to figure out how to tell Hawks that we made a mistake.
Cystectomy was definitely not the correct treatment for tyrosinemia type I. How do I break this news to him?
In the hell were you thinking?
But, Dr. Hawks, we followed the procedure for cystectomy as per the textbook.
Maybe the diagnosis was incorrect, not the procedure itself.
I still believe it was the cystectomy that caused the complications, not our diagnosis.
You're all a bunch of incompetent fools. I can't believe I trusted you with this. You clearly don't know the first thing about proper diagnosis and treatment. Storm's out of the room. I can't believe I still haven't figured out what's wrong with the patient. He's driving me crazy.
Maybe you should consider a different approach. Have you checked for any allergies or underlying conditions?
Yes, I've looked into all of that. I even thought about rare medical conditions. I just can't seem to put my finger on it.
What about environmental factors? Sometimes that can play a big role in someone's health issues.
That's a good point. I'll look into that, thanks. Chalk suddenly looks up, with a spark in his eyes. Chalks rushes out of the cafeteria, leaving Johnson sitting there in shock.
Well, I guess lunch is over.
I know I don't have the proper equipment, but we can't waste any time. I have a new diagnosis for this patient.
What do you mean you have a new diagnosis? You can't just storm in here and change everything without proper evidence.
Seriously, Hawks, this is reckless. We can't just jump to conclusions without thorough examination and testing.
I have to agree with them, Hawks. This is not how we operate in this hospital. We need to follow protocol.
I get it, but trust me. Tyrosinemia type I doesn't fit the symptoms. It's adelosteogenesis type I can feel it in my gut. Tracy, I finally found the right diagnosis for the patient.
Congratulations, Hawks.
This whole ordeal wouldn't have happened if you had just listened to me from the start.
But the wrong diagnosis nearly cost the patient their life. You should have listened to me.
I knew I was right, Tracy. You should have trusted me.
Trust goes both ways, Hawks.
Well, this time it worked out, despite your doubts.
Let's focus on the patient's recovery, not our disagreements.